What is up, you guys? Welcome back to the channel. As you can tell by the title of today's video, I'm gonna be giving y'all a little tutorial on how I do my eyebrows. A lot of people have been asking me for like tips or how do I do them and stuff like that, so I decided I might as well just drop a video. All the products that's in this video are like new. Like I got a video like get ready with me or something where I showed y'all how I do my eyebrows then, but this is updated because I got all new like products and stuff, and all of this stuff is like I spent probably $15 or less on it, on the whole thing. So everything that I bought was super cheap. Anybody could go and get this. A lot of the stuff I got from Ulta Beauty, if not all of the stuff. So I love that store. They stuff is so cheap in there, and they always got deals going on, so y'all shouldn't have no problem mimicking this little tutorial. And without further ado, let's get into it. Alright, you guys, let's get started. So this is my eyebrow pencil from Morphe. I got it from Ulta Beauty, and it was only $5. This is now my favorite pencil of all time, especially for the price. So what I just start doing is just brushing up my eyebrows. I just got them done last week, so this should be pretty easy for me to do. But I brush them up with the spoolie end, and then I go ahead and I line the bottom of my brows, obviously with the pencil. And I kind of use a light hand on it. Make sure you're not too heavy-handed on them so they don't look too unnatural. So then I go ahead and do the same thing for the top of my brow. The only thing different is that I start about 1/4 of the way back from where my brow starts, so that it kind of has that ombre effect that you'll see towards the end. But again, I just go ahead and line that one too and make sure that it matches up at the end. Typically I try to make a skinnier wing like at the end, so if you want to do that, go ahead and do that. And then I just basically do the same thing that I did on the first eyebrow to the other one. Alright, so this is my dip brow or pomade from Morphe as well. I love their products. They're very pigmented, especially for the price. The brow cream was only $6. And the brow cream and the eyebrow pencil is in the color chocolate mousse. Wasn't sure if you guys could see it, but I basically just got an angled, eyebrow brush. I had got it from Target about a year ago with another dip brow that I had, but of course I ended up changing and I kept the brush instead. And I basically just put a little bit of the product on my brush. Like I said, it's very pigmented. You don't need to go in with a heavy hand with this stuff. And I basically just start in the middle of my brow, and then I kind of just work my way towards the front so that I can still have that ombre effect. You don't want to go in straight into the front of your brow because it's going to have a lot of pigment on it. It's going to have a lot of makeup, and then that's going to make it darker and look more unnatural. And then basically I just do hair-like strokes in the front to give it a more natural look, and then I go ahead and finish the bottom and end in with the wing. And all I do now is basically just brush it up again, just emphasizing that ombre effect so that it kind of looks more natural. Your natural brows don't start off really thick and bushy in the front, so you kind of just want to mimic that same thing when you do your eyebrows. Now, I'm going to take the time to brag about this concealer. This concealer was only $4 from Ulta Beauty, and it is by far my favorite concealer of all time. In comparison to like more expensive brands like Tarte Shape Tape, like it's so comparable to that, if not better. Like you spent $30 on a concealer from Tarte, like for what, when you could spend $7 or $4, you know what I'm saying? And it's real full coverage concealer. It blends so beautifully. Like I had matte concealer before, and I don't know if y'all remember, but like it was just chalky, kind of hard to blend. And I mean, you spend $20-$30 on that stuff when you could just get a good product for cheap as this. Now the brush that I'm using is just from Morphe. It's just a oval, concealer brush, something like that. You can get that from anywhere, but I think the brush Might have been like $5, but I got it a while ago, so I'm not really sure. But basically, I just go ahead and I start before my brow starts, just so that, you know, they can end up being even in the end. And I go ahead and line the bottom of my brow, and then I take the concealer that I did use and I brush it downwards, you know, onto my eyelid, so that it's easier for me to blend out later. And once I've done that, I go in with my beauty blender and I just kind of go ahead and kind of pat it into my skin, kind of blend it out as you would normally. And then I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing to the top of my brows. I always go over my brows a couple times just to make sure that they're, you know, a smooth line. You don't want kind of like see them like pick up spots and stuff like that where it's not even. You want a real clean, smooth brow. That's the whole point of cutting them. So make sure that you go in a couple times. And like I said, it's always better to kind of overcut it, like if you didn't get close enough the first time, so that you can go back and get closer the next time instead of going too close in the first place. Then you kind of just almost got to start all over, really. And I still do the same thing that I do for the bottom. I go ahead and brush it up, and then I go ahead with my beauty blender and try to blend that all the way into my skin. I try to bring it as far as in my forehead as possible, but like you'll probably be able to see like where my skin tone is uneven from the concealer, but we'll fix that in the end. Now, the one thing I wanted to say about doing the top of my brows with concealer is that I try to pat it into the front of my brow just a little bit so that I don't end up messing them up again, but just so that it again has an ombre effect. If they look too boxy or stuff like that, like it just looks more even, like it's coming straight from your skin, if you pat the concealer into there again. You know, and I just do the same thing that I did on the other brow to this one. Since I'm, you know, right-handed, I just go backwards pretty much. And I just go where my arch is, from there to the front, and then from there to the bottom. And then this is just some setting powder from Laura Mercier in the shade Translucent. You can really get any type of setting powder, but basically I just take it, you know, my beauty blender, put my beauty blender into the powder, and then I just go ahead and put it where I put concealer. Basically, I do this on full faces too because you don't want that flashback effect. And for those of y'all who don't know what that is, it's pretty much like when you go and take pictures with flash. Like you can go out, you know, take some pictures, blah, 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 and you can see where you put concealer because it doesn't look the same. The setting powder gets rid of all of that. And I just basically kind of press that into my skin until you can't see it anymore. And then, as you will see in a minute, I'm going to go ahead and just brush the excess off, and then that'll get rid of anything and then make it kind of look more seamless. Alright, you guys, so that is the end of the video. If y'all like these types of videos, like tutorials and stuff like that, make sure y'all let me know down below, and y'all talking to me on like social media stuff and stuff like that, because that's how I figured out y'all wanted this video. I would have never known, you know, if you ain't say nothing. So until next week, you guys, if you like this video, give it a big thumbs up, comment down below, share with your friends, and I'm out.